happening? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. I was just listening to Ed Sheeran, the new song of Ed Sheeran, Azizam. I really, really like the new song. Azizam, meet me on the dance floor tonight. Hi, Rich. How are you? Alive! Yes, 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 yes. I wanted to do a quick live um, this morning. How are you, Richie? My duck brother from another mother. Like the live. Yes, 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 absolutely. How are you guys? What's the scent of the day? Let me know. I'm wearing actually, yeah! Hi, Moose. How are you? Have you guys heard Ed Sheeran's new music? Like a new video clip? It's called Azizam. I really, really like it. Azizam means my dear in Farsi or Persian. And he's been collaborating with let's turn this off. He's been collaborating with a Persian sing songwriter and singer, I think. And he released a new video. It's called Azizama. It's really, really exciting because those are kind of a lot of uh, Persian singers release their videos closer to the New Year, and our New Year was the March 21st, so it's kind of came in a really right time. Um, the scent of the day, Frank Bucklet tobacco. Oh, I've never tried that one. I only had vanilla from Frank Bucklet. Bucklet, if they have you call it, but not that one. I am wearing improved silence from Rode. Apparently, it's this I saw in Scent Explorer. This one, and it's like so beautiful. Like the bottle is very cheap looking, and for the price of it, I would expect something nicer. Good morning, all. Sent up today the last of my Vol de Nuit. A moment of silence, please. Oh no! Oh no! Is that EDP or is it the X-Straight? Vol de Nuit didn't have EDP. It's in only EDT and X-Straight. What new music? It's called Azizam. Azizam from Ed Sheeran. Bravissimo, Christy. Yes, Vol de Nuit is beautiful, especially that X straight. Like I really, really like the X straight. I have the uh, EDT, like a vintage EDT, but I also have the X straight, and I really, really like my X straight in that like special bottle. Anyway, I was talking about improved silence from House of Rhodes. This is a new. It's all the notes that I like. It's the almond, violet, vanilla. What else is there? I think it's heliotrope. I guess it goes with almond and some citrusy tops, and it's really really comforting, beautiful fragrance. But it's in a cheap looking bottle with a plastic cap, plastic white cap. Of all, kind of reminds me of the Fleur bottles, except that the pricing is not a Fleur pricing. But if you have not tried them, it's called Improved Silence from House of Rhodes. It was the X-Straight. Oh no. Mm. Well, Chrissy, if you're looking for an X-Straight again one day, let me know. We'll try to find you one. Um, it's getting harder and harder to find in those bottles, like special bottles, the green ones. But cubes are a little bit better accessible. But yeah, I don't know if they are still being made in those. Uh, Rich, do you know if they are still being made in Europe in those bottles, in those green bottles? You see, oh, it's my turn to buy that Golden Nuit. I can't see it because it's hiding my Golden Nuit X-Straight. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Rich says yes. Oh, wow. I didn't see it in when I was in Italy. I saw the X-Straight in 30 mLs in what was it, Lord Blow and Mitsuko, but I didn't see the Propeller one. Yeah, Propeller one. I didn't see them in Golden Nuit. Christy says they are. Yay. Yes, I think they are. They are being made. It just like depends where you're getting them from. Where are you, Christy? Are you in Europe? Sent you a link to some. Yes. And guess what, Richie? I bought Lord de Nuit. I no, not Lord de Nuit. I bought a L'Heure Bleu and Jiki in Parfum. Um, but first I'm buying Gem by Van Cleef and Arpels. Van Cleef and Arpels. Jeez, can't even English today. Yeah. So that's Gem. I have never tried Gem. What I really want, I am manifesting here. You're in Virginia. Okay, okay. We will get to you. Um, what I really want, what I really want, is the Fendi EDP, like the bottle, like has the little arc kind of cap. I really want that bottle, really want it, but I can't find it in a really good pricing because it's all like I was looking last night, and the pricing for those bottles are like 250. I don't know. It's like it's really expensive. The vintage Fendi, yeah, the vintage Fendi EDP. That's what I want, but I can't find one for like good price. Like I mean, people are telling me they've bought theirs like not even a year ago at $80, $70. I mean, I'm not expecting that, but I mean, come on, 250 for a 50 ml is like, ugh, brother, ugh. But it is what it is. What can you do? Um, Anuj doesn't have one. No, I sent Anuj a text a while ago, and he said he didn't have it. I'll try again and see if Anuj, if you're watching me, like I don't think you're watching me, but if you're watching, there are only 6 people in the house. But if you're watching me, like let me know. But I'll send him another text as well. Y'all, please like the stream. You're 6 in the house, only 2 likes. What? What? All right. I need to probably ask Anuj. Yes. But Rich, I found it on a website, but not, unfortunately, didn't have the um, Vol de Nuit, but I found in a website that was shipped to Canada as well. Alicia posted in a video 10 fragrances that I lost the rest of it. I don't know what she said. Um, there's the link, My Origins. Yeah, My Origins, but they only ship to Europe, right? Like they don't ship to Canada or US. Deshaun says Fendi from 1985. I think that's the one, right? Like it's that bottle with the kind of like a cap, like a arc cap, black cap, EDP. That's what I want. Um, I would try again. If you have to pay a a lot, you know it will be good. I know. It's just it's. I think a lot of people kind of compare it to Coco, not Coco Mademoiselle, but Coco maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's a cheaper, right? Yeah. So I want to get that one. I want to try that one. I see the splash bottles for Christy. There's a splash bottle on Mercari of a 50 ml, and that's not a bad price at all. My oranges, not your oranges. My origins. This morning I pulled up a political. I've like guys, I've been like so consumed in U.S. politics. I need to get out of that because it's not really good. I realized today, as somebody had sent me a text message, and I kind of like used something like in humor in relation to the stuff in the politics, U.S. politics that's going on, and the person was like, "What are you even talking about? Like they are from states." And I'm like, well, have you watched news? He's like, no, like, 'cause they're pretty depressing. And I'm like, do you know this person? And they're like a major political figure. And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, I think there's a problem. If I know more about U.S. politics than I know about Canadian, that's a problem. I need to fix that. Do you have Jedi? No, I don't have Jedi, but I've heard it smells like shit. That's what I've heard from people. Like it's a very dusty kind of animalic rose. Is that? I'm not sure. I've never smelled Jedi, but I know someone who has Jedi, and I know someone who has smelled Jedi. So, and you got to be really careful with those bottles, with those really ancient bottles, because they could be refilled with anything. If you have not tried a fragrance like that old, like you're getting it blind by, and you've never sampled it before, you don't know what it smells like. How can you say what's in it is authentic, right? That's unfortunately, I know people who have access to these old, very old bottles because they have bought legitimacy for themselves and they're filling up with crap. So got to be very careful with what you see on eBay and all of those things for the things that you have not ever tried. Um, that could be one. They're like all of these very very rare Guerlains could be something that raises a question because you've never tried, nobody's tried really that you know of, and it could be anything inside. And it may even smell something close to the original. You never know, right? Like I mean, one of these clone company owners I know that I see on Facebook groups constantly buying bottles of the new releases from people at a obviously in a gray market and this discounted price. He decants about 30 ml and to cologne and sells the partial bottle back again in the groups. Obviously, they're not they're putting it at business expense. I mean, I kind of is, but it's kind of shady. Um, and that's all you need. You need like not even 30 ml. You need probably around 15 ml to clone something. I think Margie has the Fendi. She might want to sell hers. I'll ask her later. She would have gotten it from Anuj. Ooh, dessert a moment, vanilla chocolate pudding. Oh God, pudding. Pudding was never my thing. Pudding was never my thing because it was only kind of one of the desserts that I would be allowed when I was sick. Um, it kind of reminds me of being sick, especially rice pudding. Yeah, I just can't do rice pudding because that's kind of like sick food to me. I used to get really bad tonsillitis, and I like my tonsils are huge, but it was like at a time that it came out that you didn't have. Um, they said you don't really do surgery or like whatever on tonsils, so I didn't end up getting one. My sister got one. I always wanted to have a tonsil surgery because apparently they feed you ice cream afterwards. It's good for whatever. I used to get tonsillitis because you're my twin. Like, how can you not have something that I had, huh, Doc? Because you're my twin. Except hair, everything else is similar. We rice that grizz. Guys, like, you have no idea. Like, like Jack and I have so many similarities in like life story, like the things that we think about and the things that we've gone through. I guess it's just a general human being experiences. I don't know, but even sometimes the way we think about some things, I'm like, what the? I thought I was the only weirdo, but apparently there's another one. Today, I've also brought Cuir Ottoman. I want to try this with Charlene. We are spooky. I know. We are absolutely spooky. Um, and when sometimes he says, like says something, it's like, do you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, I exactly know what you're talking about because I've been through it. It's like hilarious. So there's Queer Ottoman, and I've brought it for Charlene to try. What else I've brought for Charlene to try? Oh, let's see. I didn't have a lot. I just picked a few on my way out the door. So there's the Russian tea I got from Pergoli. Very fine iris leather combo. Yes, yes, yes. I love iris leather combo, but it's in a little bit of a fine way. I think Queer Connage was way too much for me in terms of the iris leather, so I kind of had to let that go. Then I have the Russian tea from Masque Milano. I want her to try. Charlene really likes her really strong, potent um, scents, very bold scents. I think she's the one. I don't know who was talking about this. She's the one who wears her scents as a shield. Who was talking about that? Somebody was talking about that. That you wear you use your perfumes as a shield. Okay, so then I have here, I have Tom Ford Tuscan Leather Intense. We shall see. Yes, yes, I love those Masque Milano little bottles, and the big bottles are not as cute as these. Like, look at this. Like, it has a giant head. It's like a baby with a giant head. It's hilarious. But the big bottles are not as cute. Like, I have, I think I have. Do I have a Tessa? I think I have a Tessa in the big bottles, and it's not that cute to me. With the giant cap. Guys, I'm reaching out to the depth of my bag because I am pretty sure I have something else here for her to try. I just can't pull it out. Oh, I guess I have a Abbey Rouge. This Abbey Rouge from EDT for her to try. I guess this is from um Intense, isn't that Tuscan Leather Intense? Um, It is, but I just wanted to. So this is a subscription service. Like I don't get paid. This is not whatever I do. Like my channel is not monetized. They don't pay me anything. But this is a subscription service called Royalty Cents. I find sometimes it kind of curbs my wanting to try things when they have it on. I have subscribed this and they ship to Canada. Like I get two samples, two 8 ml samples every month of things, and the list changes often, like on the website, and sometimes they have things and I'm like, but you have to organize and line up your queue of the stuff that's being sent to you. So since this time that I have put this on in my samples, I have already purchased a bottle of Tuscan Leather, not a bottle but a decant of Tuscan Leather Intense, like a 50 ml decant that's on its way to me. But apparently I had scheduled this to come to me and I totally forgot. No, it sounds like it does a good job. Yes, 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 they do a good job, and they have a lot of like discontinued Tom Fords. Like they have, they have Shanghai Lily, they have like a Violet Fumé, they have lots of Dior's, like all these Dior Privés, and I assume they're like order. Some of them are older formulation because they've been around for so long. So this is how it comes. This is a twist traveler sprayer, and inside. So I kind of really like this. Let's try this Tuscan Leather Intense. I may die, but let's see. Ooh, I love this scent profile. This is intense. Just from the first smell. Yeah, they are 8 mLs, I think. Yeah, right? It says 8 ml. Oh, yeah, let me put my eyes on. Yes, it says 8 ml. Bottom, if you can see, it says 8 ml. So it's really nice to have like an 8 ml. And sometimes, so they have like cheapies that you can get on there, and like it doesn't really worth like the price of the subscription for a cheapie. But like Shanghai Lily, you get like an 8 ml now, a really good price of them, better than I can decant for you. Or you could get like an 8 ml of Black Violet for a really good price. They have lots of Dior Privés for good price. Sometimes they have these like a Guerlain's as well, like Habit Rouge and stuff. But then they had a while ago they had Le Cuvée Sucré or Secret or something like that. So I got an 8 ml of that. So it's a really good price for some of their things. So if you want to get it, and it comes usually once a month you get, and they ship to Canada. They charge for shipping, but I think to US it's no charge. I like the service. Like a while ago I was like in a kick to try, this is a long time ago, I was in a kick to try Tiziana's, Tiziana Transies, and I ended up getting a bunch of Tizianas, which is apparently not my jam. I don't do Tiziana. I don't like her style. It's too, I don't know. It's like something about the fragrance is too in your face, too much. Like it's basically too much. It's almost like a histrionic person, you know, composing perfumes. Please don't try cooking. Why? Is it bad? I am not tried. And to be honest, and I'm not really. I had this conversation with Bobby Dior last night. I'm not a person to write off certain perfumer or certain like house, like say, oh, the house of like let's say whatever, the house of I don't know, Masque Milano is all shit. I'm not like that. I don't like black and white thinking, partly because those kind of thinking are often common in people who stereotype things, including racism, including sexism. All sort of black and white thinking isn't good. Like I have, even though sometimes I have the tendency to, like, believing like something, you know, a house could be shit, all of it. But I try to not do that. I try to not be dogmatic in that way, like to kind of say write off a perfumer, write off a full house, except if it's a clone house, or if it is the kind of a clone house, or I guess someone who is I don't agree with their philosophy or their persona. So there are a few people who have fragrance houses, and I'm not saying even their fragrances are shit, but I will never try their fragrances because I know what they do outside fragrances and it's disgusting. So there's that. But I don't like to write off a perfumer saying, "Oh, everything he does is shit." That's not Let's not be that. I think if you want to form an opinion on something, you need to try it. It's like my toddler saying, I don't know, I don't like kiwis. Have you tried kiwis? No. Well, it doesn't make sense then. It's the same way. You try. If you don't like, then you don't like. And when they come up with something new saying, oh, like this perfumer puts up everything shit, I'm not going to even try this because everything is shit from them. It's your choice, but you can't call the fragrance shit because you haven't tried it. I can't figure out if I want heavy rouge. I've never smelled it. I need to sample. Christy, if you're in Christy, if you're in Virginia, I do ship to US all the time. I can send you. You can find my list on the bio, and I can send you some stuff as well. Honestly, it is. It's in this morning with the boys in the car. One of the moments that, like, one of the things about parenthood that I get the most joy of, and I also hate a lot, is car rides with my kids. Because sometimes we have really, really good conversations in the car where there aren't other kind of like distractions, like we're all seat belted and sitting here, can focus on each other, and sometimes they're absolutely annoying. But the in the car we were talking about how my oldest asked me, "What planet would you be if you were a planet?" And we were talking about things and the similarities that he could pick up. Like he was saying that a lion, for example, it would be Venus, and I could see his abstract thinking. Like, is the first time ever I noticed that he started having abstract thinking. I knew he was able to. He was not that concrete, but it was really interesting. Like I could almost see the wheels turning in my toddler's in my oldest head, versus the little one still isn't there yet. Which is kind of, he tries, but he's not all the time there yet. But it's kind of funny when you see that in your kids. But then also makes me wonder, people who do not have that kind of capacity of abstract thinking, or like a toddler would be a black or white thinking, they were most likely, there are a lot of them are stunted at that stage, right? Stunted emotionally, developmentally, whether it was a trauma, whether it was whatever. at like around 3, 4, 5 that never develop beyond, right? Car talks with sons are the best conversations. I know, even if they're older, promise. I know, right? Like it's just like I think part of it is that also that you're all like think about the environment, right? Like you're all sitting in a car, you're almost all at the same height. You're not staring at each other's eyes, and like they don't they don't feel probably intimidated. You're all seatbelted. Not that I'm intimidating, but like again, it's kind of like a safe environment without distraction to with anything. Like I feel like those are the best conversations that come out in the car. And sometimes they're like I startle easily, and they scream a lot. So like I get startled. And I'm like, y'all, I don't want to have a car accident. But the next one I have here, actually, after that tangent, I have Adorem. I don't know if she has tried it or not. I have Adorem from Nez in a 15 ml that Crowley sent it to me, and I want her to try. This is really, really beautiful fragrance. I mean, the notes on it, it says the notes on it, right? Does it say? No, it's Fabrice Flagrant. I thought it said the notes on it, but this is like, I really, really, this is the kind of fragrance that I love. It's, Victoria, thank you. But this is the kind of fragrance that I like, and I want her to try this. We still have, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else in my bag. Also, just a little bit flustered. I bought a vintage edition of the Vetiver, Guerlain Vetiver, and it was sent to me from France. Um, in those kind of like a that bottle, like a with kind of waves or whatever on top. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and it scans in China. So it's not the guy's fault. He sent it. He sent it. There's the correct address. There's everything, and he's reaching out to them every single day. But China is not a country that you want your mail to be rerouted to. So whether I'm gonna get it or not, it's gonna be questionable. If I'm gonna get my vintage vetiver, I think there's also something else in that package, but I can't remember what it was. Anyways, this is when you know when you have a problem and you don't know what was in your package. So hope you guys are having a good day. I'm just gonna get going and get my coffee. Vetiver smells like peanut butter. To me, well, it has that. I get what you're talking about. Strangely enough, I get what you're talking about, but I can't. It has a nutty aspect. Vetiver has the nutty aspect, and I keep talking about it, and people look at me like it's like a deer in headlight. But I do get a nutty smell out of it, and I exactly know what you're talking about. Lines on that bottle, Vetiver, presented different stages of man's life. Oh, really? I didn't know. I don't even know what would be the different stages of man's life. Like mankind or a man like being home. I agree with Christy. Vetiver, oh god, I can't see the rest of it. Vetiver Tonka by Hermes actually smells like peanut. I love Vetiver Tonka. It's one of my Hermeses that I have in 200 ml, and that's Vetiver Tonka. And that fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. I do smell that kind of not peanut, peanut out of the shells. I don't know. Have you guys fed squirrels before? Because I have, and I used to a lot. When I lived in Ottawa, I would go to this park and just sit down, and all these chipmunks. I mean, mostly chipmunks, not and gray squirrels. Red squirrels I didn't really like. Red squirrels, I don't know if you guys, this little itty bitty useless information. Red squirrels are kind of blind, so not kind of blind, but their vision is quite poor. And when it comes to feeding them, they might bite your finger because they don't really see properly, and they're a little bit mean. I like gray and black squirrels, and chipmunks. They're hilarious. I used to feed them, and I used a big bag of peanuts, and I would take it to the park, and I would feed them like the crazy cat lady. Um, and chipmunks would just right up sit on your lap and eat it like it's like no problems with anything. Gray squirrels are a little bit more timid. Black squirrels are not like that. They just come close to you and do whatever. And red squirrels are like jumpy. So musky nuts on chipmunks. I know. It was like my husband was telling me today. He's got like, just it's a long story. I'm not gonna say what, but like it's like a chafing. Oh God, why am I even talking about this? But there's a cream. It's called what? Squirrel's nut butter or something. And I'm like, what? Like who came up with that kind of name? But anyways, it's totally a very very far tangent. Are you in the counter? Are you the counterpart? Pigeon lady? No. Probably. I do love feeding animals. Like I love feeding animals. I find it quite. I actually rehabilitated a squirrel that I found. Um, he must have been like 2 weeks old when I found him. He doesn't wear anything. He doesn't wear perfumes. Um, I rehabilitated. I called him Kevin, and I rehabilitated him between week 2 to I think he may probably he was week 2 because he hadn't opened his eyes yet, and until I released him to the wild. I think he was 12 weeks old, about 10 weeks. That was intense. That was absolutely intense because in Ottawa where I lived, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to call animal control, and the animal control will get rid of the squirrels. They're not gonna rehabilitate a squirrel. So taking in wild animals is like it's illegal actually. Like a squirrel, you can't have a squirrel in your house even as a pet. So and this was a bylaw they passed on, like I don't know how long ago was the bylaw. And so my friend called me. I was like, oh, like there's a little baby squirrel. I'm pretty sure its mother died, and you're the only one who I could think about. So I went there with shoebox and picked up the squirrel, and I brought him home. He was kind of covered in fleas and stuff. Like it was not good. So I did kind of washed him up, and I was like, what do we feed this person? Like I think he's dehydrated. So I gave him some water, and then I looked up, and apparently they can feed on kitten formula, but it's not very good for them. So like, okay, I found some kitten formula. I was feeding him, and then I found out the whole forum of like underground like mafia of people who take care of like injured wild animals like that. And I found a woman there, and it's like I don't know, subreddit of a Reddit, who lived in Ottawa and had formula for squirrels from the time that the bylaw wasn't in whatever. So we met up in some sort of dark corner. She gave me some um she gave me some like she basically supplied me formula until he could eat like solid food, and I really appreciate that. And it's really really hard work, because you have to feed them every 2 hours, and um, there are other things that the mother does that it's really hard to do. Squirrels used to eat my dad's garden. So I know, like they're annoying in my garden too, but like the most annoying squirrels are the red ones. What clandestine activities have I walked into? um is like me and Kevin, the stories of me and Kevin. So like my boyfriend at the time had gone to work and said, oh, my girlfriend is crazy, and had brought has been rehabilitating a squirrel in the house, and has called him Kevin. And one of his friends had said, oh, Kevin must have good nuts. So anyways, um so there was that. I love animals, and just get it's kind of like the bond with animals is like so pure. Kevin with good nuts, exactly. As I still have a picture of him. Like when I got him, he was smaller than palm of my hand. Like, and his eyes were closed. So like the first time he opened his eyes, I was the only thing he saw. It was hilarious. And I think, like, you know, it's important for kids to know as well. I'm kind of contemplating getting a dog, but I just don't want another living thing being depending on me. Anyways, what are your favorite nutty fragrances, since we talked about this in length? Let me know. Did you name your squirrel after Persian who? Persian, after the Persian player Kevin? Who's the Persian player? No, I don't know why I called him Kevin. I have no idea where it came. So Kevin, when you see a Persian person calls themselves Kevin, it's not Kevin really, it's Kayvan. And I think it means the world in Farsi. No, definitely wasn't after him, his name. Black Phantom smells like peanut butter. Oh, there we go. Um, yeah, so Black Phantom. I don't know. I do get some nutty smells from most vetiveres. Most vetiveres do have that nutty aspect to me. There are a few fragrances that have the hazelnut note in them, and I really, really like it. But I know a lot of people don't like hazelnut, which was a surprise to me. How can you not like hazelnut? I just like the nuttiness of rice and sesame. Oh, sesame. Sesame is another. Oh my God, Christy. Sesame is another love of mine. So where I'm just the story lady this morning. Where I am from in Iran is famous for their nuts, like me. No. So we are famous for like walnuts, not pistachio. Pistachio is in the like a little bit more central. Yeah, we are famous for walnuts, almonds, and all those things, and also like sesame as well in that seed. Um, so and there are lots of this kind of basically stores that they sell just nuts. That's all. No, I'm not American. I am Persian, but I live in Canada. And anyway, so these stores roast their own nuts like in the store. So when you walk in, there's that smell of roasted nuts. And this one store made really, really yummy sesame snaps. And then you walked in, you smell that roasted sesame with that sweetness. It's just heavenly. There is the fragrance called Tonka Sesame from EPC that I just spray, and I'm back there in the store. It was just like heavenly. Just keep thinking about I can conjure like the vision of the store in my mind. EPC has really good fragrances. It's called Experimental Perfume Club. There's the Tonka Sesame is really good, and there's the one that has, I think the one that has hazelnut is called Tonka Extraordinaire, and it's really, really good. I like that one as well. Nothing hits the spot like a handful of salt. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Like almonds. Oh, salted roasted almonds. Oh my God. I'll put EPC on my list to try. Yes, yes, yes. You should try Tonka Sesame. You should try Tonka Extraordinaire. If you like Iris Carmin is very good. And there's another one. Um, Ambre. What do you do for a living? A model? No, I wish. I'm too old to be a model, dude. No, I don't wish to be a model. What kind of job is that? You can't eat what you want. Anyways, I gotta get in. I gotta get my coffee, get to work. Hope y'all are doing well. And take care of yourselves. It was nice to see you all, and I see you later. Bye-bye. Like, let's turn this off.